All right, welcome along. My name's Bosh. This is Bosh's Ableton Beginner Bits. And today we're going to be taking a look at the easiest ways to automate a VST plugin. Now, when I say a VST plugin, I'm talking about an external device, not an Ableton Live device. So something like we've looked in the previous videos, Vital, Serum. I'm going to use Tape today from Baby Audio. Any external plugin that doesn't come with Ableton. Now, there's a couple of ways to do it. I'll show you the easiest and fastest ways. Now, before we get started, I always have to tell you about buymeacoffee.com. You can go there and support this channel for the price of a coffee. But what is always more appreciated is channel interaction. Like, share, subscribe, comment, go watch all videos. All helps in the algorithm. All helps in the algorithm and helps to get this channel to more people like you who are beginners using Ableton, maybe making dub and reggae and stuff, dubstep, maybe making something else. So the first thing I'm going to show you is just automation in general, if you don't know how to do that. All right. So when you first load up Ableton in arrangement view, you're going to see this sort of, this horizontal presentation. I've already built a bit of a track here. All right. I'll just play you it now. Simple, one bass line. The same drum kit I've used in the last couple of videos. Yeah, not too much to it. So the first thing you're going to want to know is, how do I see automation? Because right now I can't see anything. You need to go up into the top right corner here, these buttons here, and this little button that looks like two circles with a line on it, that's your automation view. Click on that and you will see a load of dotted red lines appear. All right. So now we've got these dotted red lines, and these all represent automation. So if you want, say, you want to start a sound with no reverb and then add reverb slowly into it, this is where you draw that in. So you draw a ramp to add the reverb. So this is how you see automation in Ableton. Now, let's look first at a plugin that's got a few less controls. I find that the plugins that have got less controls tend to be easier to automate because they already include them in the expansion of the plugin. I'm going to explain what I've just said now. So this is the plugin. It's called Tape, and it's a tape emulation plugin. Does distortion, saturation, things like that, a little bit of EQing. Now, the first thing to know is you can just go into this plugin, click on the thing you want to automate, and then draw it in. Easy as that. So right now it says tape here, and it says noise. But if you look at the bottom white square there, I'm going to click on drive. And when I click on that, it'll change. Okay, so it's changed to drive. The level of the line's changed. Now, if I adjust this in here, if I adjust the drive, you'll see that line move. Yeah? So that red line over here is going up and down. That's the automation line, yeah? So let's put that back to 0. And now we can just draw in some automation. So let's make this last bar. I'm just going to make this last bar add a slight bit of saturation as it comes in. Okay, let's do a little bit more. You could hear it, but it wasn't super obvious. Let's overdo it so you can hear it. All right, so that's one easy way to automate it. Now, if you want to be automating a few things in Tape, but you don't want to have to open the plugin every time, click on something, close it to automate it, there's another thing you can do. So if you go down to the actual plugin itself, you'll see there's a little wrench. We've got the refresh icon here and a save icon if you want to save a preset. There's this arrow. Now, this arrow looks exactly the same as the one that you would click on the compressor to bring up the sidechain. We're going to click that, and you'll see all the controls in here, and now the controls that would be there when you open the plugin. So we don't have to open it up anymore. I can literally just click on each one of these. Careful when you're clicking on though, because apparently if you click on the bottom side, it moves it automatically. Yeah, if you click below the line, it moves everything automatically. So let's just undo everything I've done there. All right. So now what we can do is click on one of these. Let's just click on... Let's do noise. Where's the noise? Looking, here it is. So click on noise, And let's have an increase in noise towards the end, just a bit. And then we've already got the drive as well, increasing. Yeah, nice. So that's one way. It's pretty simple from here now. You can just click on any one of these on the above where the word is, and you can adjust and change these things. Let's go a bit mad with the drive. I'm going to put some flat points in here, and then in between, I'm going to put some mad peaks. This isn't going to sound good. It's just an example. Now, I've just noticed for some reason I've automated the output here. It's not what I wanted to automate. I wanted to automate the noise. Let's try this. Why does the output keep automating? I don't want to automate the output. I want to automate the noise. Why is it doing this? Do I have to move it? Oh, interesting. Okay. All right, yeah, so you can hear some noise in there. So that's interesting. Click there. Right. So it doesn't change the selection in here unless you move something, which I didn't realize. I've clicked on high shape, but I haven't moved out. Now I've clicked, right, yeah, so you do have to click on the arrow for it to change. That's a bit annoying. Because every time you click here, it moves. So, okay. Anyway, so that's how you do the simplest version of automation. You just click on the little expansion arrow there, and it'll open everything up. Now, let's get into something a bit deeper. Vital, let's close this. Vital, if I click on this arrow like I would with Tape or the other smaller plugins, there's nothing there. But you'll notice this button's appeared, the configure button. I can go into Vital and pick which parameters I want to automate. So let's go do that now. So let's click configure. It's going to bring up this. And then all I'm going to do for now is add the on switch for oscillator 3. So watch what happens in this square when I click on the on switch. All right, we've now got the on switch for oscillator C in the side of there. Let's see what else we can automate. Oh, I've accidentally added the filter there because I'm used to scrolling. What else do we want to automate? The LFO. So let's move this way. So can I move it where you can see it appear? Yeah. All right. So I'm going to click on the LFO frequency. And let's see what happens in this gap here. There we go, LFO tempo. So now I can close. Let's get rid of configure. And now I can automate these at my own will. So what I'm going to do first is have oscillator 3 switch on halfway through the phrase. So let's click on that. And then just draw in a rigid on and off, but I want it the other way. I want it on, off and on. And then let's try and change the LFO tempo here as well. So let's put it to quarter notes instead of half notes. All right. Now you'll see a little red dot on each of these controls. That means that there is automation. So let's listen, watch here, and let's listen and see what it sounds like. Again, I'm not saying it's going to sound good, but it's just an example of how to automate. Interesting. I want to do this the other way around. So let's put this up to 4. And let's bring this down to 2. Let's see how that sounds. All right, so that's normal. Let's put this last bar up to 4. And I want to make any bit, actually, that's got shorter notes, I want to make them into quarter notes instead. So let's 1 1/4, 1/4. Okay, let's see how that sounds. All right. And the good thing about this is you can go into Vital, just click Configure. And you can change anything in here. So let's go to the effects. Reverb. That's the reverb on. I don't want to automate the reverb on. I don't want to automate the reverb low gain. That's the one thing, anything you click on while configure's selected is going to get added. So let's just undo those two. Turn configure off. I want to go to the reverb and I want to do the mix. So do configure on, click mix, configure off. And now I should be able to click on the reverb mix. And let's add it about here. And let's listen. Interesting. Is the reverb on? No. Okay, there we go. Reverb's on, let's try again. And let's do that at the end of each bar. Now, what you can do here as well, if you imagine you're trying to select this section, but don't go onto the bar at the top of the thing. Go into this bit, click and hold, and you will duplicate just the automation. So when you select in this bottom area and leave out the top bit, watch. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. I've not copied, if you look at the rest of the automated bits, they're still the same. I've not copied the whole block. I've just copied the automation. So that's another key tip you can take from this. Instead of selecting and making sure you've got the whole block in, just select the bottom section. And then you're going to just duplicate and copy and whatever the automation and not the actual musical phrase itself. Okay, let's listen now. Yeah, and that's it. I'm going to leave it there. That's all the different ways that you can automate external plugins. It works a little bit differently from the normal plugins, but it's still easy enough once you know how to get the options on screen. There's nothing else to tell you. My name's Bosh. This has been Bosh's Ableton Beginner Bits, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.